Hey, it's Ryan from upfitsupply.com, and in this video we're going to show you how to use our new plus nut installation tool. Let's get started. All right, what we have here is our new pole style plus nut tool. Installs plus nuts without actually twisting the body of the plus nut. And the reason that this is important is because on some of those softer metal plus nuts, such as stainless steel, what can happen is when you go to install it with your traditional, this is just a M6 bolt through a little nut, a serrated nut right here that's going to hold the head of the plus nut in place. And as you drive this bolt, it kind of compresses the plus nut. So I've got an example right here of a plus nut. You would thread it on like this. You're going to hold this black part with a wrench, and then you're going to use a ratchet to twist the bolt. This little black piece here is going to hold the plus nut from spinning, and then as you drive this bolt, it's going to compress the body of the plus nut. And that's traditionally how you can install these pretty easily with some hand tools. But again, with those softer metals, what can end up happening is, maybe on this camera it'll show up a little bit better, but the body will actually twist, and rather than compress, it'll just twist and warp the plus nut itself, and you won't be able to install it, and you kind of ruin the plus nut. And so these are really designed to be installed with a pole style tool. So a lot of times there's some hand tools that can cost like $100 just for a hand tool with the extra long mandrels that will work with this. Or we have this pole style tool, and this is a pretty unique tool. There's a little mandrel right here that is threaded for M6 plus nuts, and it works in a very similar way, but you can see we have a drive bolt right here. This is what you're going to twist, and then we've got a separate bolt right here, and then in the middle is actually this threads into this mandrel right here, and it pulls, or it's going to compress this stud and compress our plus nut. And so I'm going to thread on just a sample plus nut right here. Thread it on all the way. You can see we have plenty of clearance here with our plus nut. And then I'm just going to get this hand tight for now. Now I've got a couple of sample holes here in our demo sheet metal. I'm going to set it in here. This is actually holes a little bit bigger than what you would need for an M6. I'm going to hold the body of this tool. And then our kit does come with an Allen wrench like this, and you can just twist this to drive and compress that plus nut. It's pretty simple to do just with this Allen wrench like this. And then alternatively, there also is a bit that you can put in a drill or something like that that's going to work with this. Or if you have your own, it looks like it's going to be a metric 8 Allen head attachment. You could then attach it to one of your own ratchets. If you don't have full mobility to spin this, gets it right in place. So this is going to prevent you from some of these issues that will happen with your traditional plus nut tool. That's going to warp the body like that. We have another one here where it started to compress on one side and started to warp on the other side. And so this is just a nice tool that allows you to install the plus nut in a pole style manner. And then once the plus nut installed, we're just going to spin this body out. That will get us disconnected from the plus nut, and we have our nice mounting surface right there. Now another great thing about this is it's not going to warp or maybe over tighten these, especially if you're using like an impact or something like that. It's going to prevent you from going from warping that plus nut. It's going to give you a nice straight because it's pulling rather than twisting that plus nut in order to compress it. Now you can use this tool with your standard steel plus nuts as well, but one of the reasons that we brought this in was for those stainless steel plus nuts that sometimes you'll use with your van or truck upfits if you want some of that anti-corrosion material in stainless steel and all of that. But you need to install those with a pole style tool like this, and this is a cheap alternative to those $100 plus hand tools that you need to purchase. You can get this for a fraction of the price. And it'll last you a long time. It's a nice tool to have in your toolbox. So we're currently offering this in 2 different sizes. First is going to be the M6, and this is really popular for like cargo van locks. You can see behind me there's a lock installed on the side of the door of this van that uses some stainless steel M6 plus nuts. This tool will be perfect for setting those plus nuts in the door. And then we're also offering this in the 1/4 inch 20 size, which is probably the most popular plus nut for your cargo van and truck upfits. Now in the kit, you're going to get the actual installer tool. You're going to get this Allen wrench. You're going to get a little adapter for a drill if you want to drive it in with a drill. You're going to get this little step bit as well for creating those holes for the actual plus nut. And then you're going to get a few sample plus nuts depending on what you get. The M6 is going to come with some stainless steel plus nuts. I think it only gives you 2 or 3. And then the 1/4 inch plus nut kit is going to give you some steel 1/4 inch 20 plus nuts as well. Now that just about does it for this product. If you're looking for this plus nut installation tool or any equipment to get your van or truck ready for work, be sure to check us out at upfitsupply.com. Again, my name is Ryan. Have a good one.